Welcome to WebStyle Plus. Scroll reveal animations or scroll into view animations are an essential aspect of modern UI UX design. They enhance user engagement and create a polished experience that's hard to overlook. JavaScript is commonly used for implementing these animations, but these can be achieved using only CSS as well. Here's how we do it. We are going to create animation just like this using only CSS. I will use Tailwind CSS for styling. Body will have 0 margin and padding. I'll have 3 sections. Each section has got heading and paragraph. Using Tailwind, I have applied H-auto for section height, but for SM viewport and above, I have used H-screen, that is screen height for each section. I have also applied some padding for the top and the bottom for each section. This is how it looks like right now. It is also responsive. Okay, let's apply that animation to the container. Inside each section we have got container. So in the styles, I'll have container with opacity 0 and animation scroll reveal linear forwards. Scroll reveal is the animation name. And right now we can't see anything because we have used opacity 0. Let's use keyframe to define this animation, scroll reveal. And here are the keyframes. I have used 2, that is ending point, for this animation. And inside it, I have used opacity 1. So animation starting point is opacity 0 right now, and animation ending point is opacity 1. Linear is a timing function for the animation. With linear, the animation progresses at a constant speed from start to finish with no acceleration or deceleration. Instead of linear, we can also use ease in, ease out, and ease in out. Forwards is the fill mode which determines how the animation's styles are applied after it finishes playing. With forwards, the animation retains the final state after the animation completes. Final state is the style defined in the 2 keyframe. Forwards keeps animation consistent from start to end and then back. So forward might be very essential. Don't forget this. And now here is the magic. Inside the container, animation timeline view, an animation range 100 pixels and 500 pixels. And now animation is working. Animation timeline property is used to control the timing of the animation relative to the user's scrolling position or the viewport. View defines that the timing of the animation should be based on the viewport's scroll position, the position within the document that is currently visible to the user. As you scroll down, the animation progresses. You can define range values as well. 100px and 500px is offset from top and bottom. That is the starting and ending point of the animation. This is the offset from top and bottom that will be starting and ending point of animation. Animation range can also be cover or contain. But you see, something strange happened here. Now the content is not 100% visible. There is still some opacity attached to it. It will have opacity 1 or 100% visible when it will reach this level, when it will touch the top of screen. That we don't want. I want it to be 100% visible with opacity 1 at this level, at this position, when it's in the middle, center. That is why I used custom animation range 100px and 500px, not contain, not cover. So when the content appears and it's 100px from the bottom, the animation starts and it ends at this level when the content is in the middle of the page or in the center of the page. Exactly in this scenario when the distance from the top is 500px. This is what I wanted, so I used custom values for animation range, not animation range with cover or contain. To simplify it even more, we can also use it like this. Animation range start, I'll keep it 100px, and animation range end 500px. Now we see clearly what is the starting point and ending point for this animation. This is more readable instead of this and that cover or contain values. When element will be 100px from bottom, animation will start, and when it will reach 500px from top, animation will end. This suits my requirement. Make sure you play with the values for your requirement. Now this is working perfectly for me, but let's make it a little bit spicy. To do that, we can introduce CSS transform. Transform translate y 100px from the start and at the end, transform translate y 0 to its original position. Now content will move upwards slightly, giving it a little bit parallax effect. It will do that when it will be appearing from the bottom. Now it will move slightly upwards when it will be appearing from the bottom into view. This is our endpoint and this is our starting point of animation. I did not use from in the keyframes. This is our starting position and this is the end. Now we can also play with a little bit of scale. We can introduce scale in transform. So from start, let's make it a little bit smaller and at the end, make it scale to its original size, 100%. See, now the animation is a little bit more interesting. We can also use ease in out and it looks even better. It made the animation a little bit more smoother. Now the element fades in, moves a little bit upwards and scales up. It's been scroll revealed nicely. I will add one more thing to it. Because of the specific nature of this animation, I will remove this animation below iPad level. To do that, I will enclose all this CSS in a media query. That is media all and min width 900px. You can adjust it according to your need. And I'll move that code inside this media query. So now this animation will work on bigger devices like iPad and like on the desktop, but for mobile, it will not work. And that is what we want. Because for small devices, you see, we have less space to move things around. For bigger devices and desktop, it is perfect. Just amazing. Only CSS based scroll reveal or scroll into view animation. No need for JavaScript here. You can experiment with it and sky is the limit for creativity. And for more, you can have a look at animation property on MDN. Here you can read more about animation delay, animation direction, animation duration, fill mode, iteration count, name state, timeline, timing function. We have animation timeline. It's got values of auto, scroll, view. We used view in our example. And here we have got animation range. Range can be cover, contain, but we used custom values to control the animation according to our requirement. And we used animation range start and animation range end to make the code readable. I find it more flexible. Okay, I hope it helped. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.